If you're watching this, you probably want to scale your clothing brand to 10K a month, or you want to start a brand and scale it to 10K a month. Look no further, because today I'm going to tell you guys how you guys can achieve this in 30 days if you guys apply my 3-step strategy. Make sure to subscribe with post notifications on so you don't miss any videos I upload, and I hope you guys do learn some information. Now, 10K a month is not that hard. You guys just have to break it down to yourself what 10K a month really looks like. Break it down by how much you're gonna make each day and etc. So why you should trust me and learn from me. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. If you guys already don't know me, my name is Yad. I'm 18 years old, and I was able to scale my clothing brand to over 30K a month within 3 months. How I was able to achieve this so quickly is because I was learning information about the clothing industry and how it works. I've had some experience with the online space for a while now, and I just applied it to the clothing space, and it worked just how I expected. It really applies when it comes to all e-commerce businesses in general. So my strategy is effective, and I know it works because I've applied it for myself, and other friends that I have helped create brands applied this strategy as well, and they have seen numbers. I own the clothing brand Yadster. If you guys don't know it, here it is on screen. I want to give you guys a little backstory about my brand. I started my clothing brand in the summer of 2022 because I had a passion for designing and I love making stuff. The beginning of my clothing brand was some of the hardest times of my life because I was losing money and I just felt like I could never win, and I kept failing and failing and failing. I decided to quit all bad habits in my life and just start focusing on myself so I could build my clothing brand as well. I started going to the gym every day. I started learning every single day on YouTube University about clothing space and how I could scale my brand, and everything I was doing was just to better myself. Eventually, in the month of October, I got my first break with a viral video on TikTok. After that, I applied my 3-step strategy and was able to capitalize off that one viral video to make my brand a good brand. I just want to leave this quick message here. Don't get discouraged if your brand isn't blowing up in the first 10 days because it's not gonna happen. You need to work hard and you need to learn about the industry you're working in. I started my brand when I was 17 years old as well, and I'm 18 now. So hopefully you guys do get inspired, because that's my goal here, just to inspire everybody. But enough of the rambling. Let's get straight into my 3-step plan. Now, my plan is CSA: collecting customer attention and data, strategizing how to attack, and then attack. Now, you guys are probably confused on what is CSA. You've never heard this plan before, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys right now. So the C stands for collecting customers' attention. Now, in order to do this correctly, we need to figure out how can we reach out to customers? How can we find people that are potential buyers for our business? And in 2023, there's so many ways you can generate leads and etc. The first one being ads. Now, this is the most simple way, but it's also the priciest way to generate customer data into your database. With ads though, you need to know how to run them correctly. You're not going to go into ads knowing exactly how to do it. So ads take a lot of time, and you need to know the differences between each ad. I'm just going to go over the basic IG boost post ones. There's profile visits and website conversions. Those are only 2 you need to look at. My favorite one for this strategy is profile visits because it brings people to your profile, and if they really are interested in your product, they'll just go to your website and then sign up for your stuff. But don't play around with ads too much if you're not comfortable to spend money off the rip, because you will lose a lot of money with ads in the beginning. My personal favorite one is TikTok organic. I use this myself and it blew my brand up. And with TikTok organic, it's honestly very simple. You just have to see what videos are doing good and just do this thing called trend jacking, where you copy a trend but just add your spin to it. That's honestly the best way to grow on TikTok. I've seen it myself with other industries, and in this one, trend jacking is super important. And a new way that you can grow organically is YouTube Shorts. I've been seeing YouTube Shorts are going crazy right now, and the good thing about YouTube Shorts is YouTube just enabled monetization, so you can get paid for reaching out to customers basically. And back then this wasn't a thing, so it's easier than ever now to reach out to customers with your brand. Now you're probably wondering, okay, we're generating all these leads, we're reaching out all these customers, but how are we going to save their information so we know how to attack them later? Well, we're going to do this thing called email and SMS. So email and SMS is when you have a pop-up set up on your website, like a hey, unlock 10% off or something like that nature. People could submit their emails and numbers to you, and you could go ahead and save them for the future, because once they submit it, it's saved in the database for the future, and you could go ahead and retarget them later. I'm gonna go over more detail about that. So you want to make sure you have a nice clean converting pop-up setup on your website. It does take a little bit of time to figure out how to set this up and all that. Probably YouTube videos out there how to set one up, but if you guys do want a clean converting nice one, my agency does do this for you if you guys just sign up with the form in the description. Okay, so step 1 is complete. Now we need to figure out step 2. Now step 2 is S, strategizing how to attack. We need to go ahead and figure out how we're going to attack our master plan, and we're going to figure out how we're going to scale this to 10K a month. I know with a lot of these apps you can see the demographics and stuff, and you need to figure out your target audience. And if you're doing organic, this is even easier because you could just look at your comment section and tell what type of audience you have. I don't think a lot of people really understand what knowing your audience means. You need to know who are your potential buyers. Is it younger people? Is it older people? Is it middle-aged people? What type of clothing do they like? What type of stuff do they like? And you want to cater your stuff around them. If you've noticed your target audience is a lot of younger people, make clothes that are dedicated for the younger people. You don't want to make explicit clothing because you're not going to get any buyers. So strategizing how to attack is just knowing your audience. And once you figure out your audience, you have made a piece around it and you made your clothes around it, we need to figure figure out when we're gonna drop. So planning the drop is pretty easy. I like to do my drops on the weekends because that's when people typically get paid. Fridays and Saturdays are one of the best days to drop. And if you're dropping around the holiday times, I like to drop after the holiday because that's when people start to get their Christmas money and all that stuff and etc. So strategizing is not too in depth. You just need to know when you're gonna do all this stuff. Now the A stands for attack. Now it's time for drop day and what you're gonna do with your drop. Remember how I told you guys we're gonna be building up that email list earlier in the video? Well, this is why it comes in handy, because on your drop day, you want to go ahead and send out a text message and an email to all those emails and numbers you collected in the database and let them know, hey, this is our release, it's out now, and etc. And this is super important because this is literally what will make or break a brand, is having good email and SMS. You can make so much money off this if you guys just know how to use it correctly. And I basically taught you guys the simple stuff that you guys need to even apply this correctly by just building up the list with a clean pop-up and then just letting them know on release day, hey, our product is out. Whether you're doing a pre-order or a pre-made drop, you can get a lot of sales by this. And you can guarantee yourself, once you build your email list and your SMS list to a good level, to where it has a lot of numbers and emails, and you're dropping good products, you can easily sell $10,000 every time. And I tell people this all the time, the biggest thing when trying to scale your clothing brand is trying to scale that list as much as you can, because that is where all the gems are. All the big brand owners don't like to talk about this, but that is where the money is. People think is when you post the ad, that's going to bring all the money. In order for the ad to work correctly, you need to have a good foundation, which is a clean converting website and a clean email and SMS list pop-up. The ad basically just brings traffic to your foundation, and with your foundation, taking that information and attack later. So that's really the purpose of ads. And that's basically a pretty simplified version of my 3-step strategy and how I make 10K plus per month with my clothing brand. It takes a little bit of strategizing, like I said, and just knowing your audience. And one thing I want to talk about, I don't really want to get too motivational on here, but I feel like bettering yourself as a person as well helps with this. You just have to sit there and hustle and grind, because with the clothing brand industry, it's all about hustling and grinding. Because if you're not working, someone is going to take your spot. So make sure you're just bettering your life and always grinding for something better in this. Congrats, you guys went ahead and successfully dropped. I hope you guys did make 10K in it. If not, it will grow over time. So don't come into this expecting you're going to make 10K your first drop, because you most likely won't. I basically just gave you guys my 3-step strategy that I use every single drop in order to successfully have a good drop. Now from here on out, you just repeat the process every month. I love everybody that watches me, and make sure to do something positive in the world today.